Speaking during a virtual press conference on Thursday, Henry, who served as Minister of Education during the coalition party's reign, shared the view that the reopening of schools will result in the collision of many unfavorable outcomes. According to Henry, the government choosing to reopen school at a time when the country continues to see a rise in new COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths is gravely concerning.
And you know that the Delta variant is very contagious, and there are high numbers reported among young people, and students are that age. So that should concern you. The second thing that should also concern you, and where you don't have to have specific data, but you have to be knowledgeable of your country's profile. And that is, we know that it's children from the age of 12 who are being vaccinated. But schools are not opening only for children who are 12 years and older.
On the one hand, the Minister of Health is lamenting the potential overcrowding of the medical facilities, while on the other hand, there is a rush to reopen schools. This, Henry said, is a clear recipe for disaster.
Enough thought was not given certainly into the reopening of schools. And it's just a case where we're seeing here this, our students will be senselessly put and be exposed to something that could be avoided if it's properly thought out.
She alleged that the government continues to omit the coalition from its plans. As such, the party was blatantly excluded from the reopening of schools planning table.
Parliamentarians would have asked a number of questions through Parliament, and as former minister, I did ask a few questions myself relating to and directly related to the reopening of schools, among others, and also the measures that are being put in place to ensure that we continue to educate our students. Having said that, I would like to say that we continue to reach out.
Henry shared the belief that the coalition is ready to work with the government to aid in combating the pandemic, which is presently being mismanaged. Meanwhile, as a number of Caribbean countries, including Jamaica, have opted to postpone the reopening of schools, Henry expressed the belief that the government should use that as a guide.
While I would have preferred Guyana to have its own individual approach based on what is happening in the country, I have to say that if I were to choose between the two options of what is available here in Guyana and what is available there in Jamaica as it relates to the reopening of school, I would be forced to, in the circumstance, go with the Jamaica model because it guarantees more safety.
Schools in Jamaica were slated to be reopened on September 7. However, due to a rise in COVID-19 cases, the reopening has been postponed until October 5. However, during September, the ministry will finalize the distribution of tablets to teachers and students at the primary level and finalize the procurement of laptops for students on the program of advancement through health and education at grades 10 to 13. Whereas in Guyana, the Minister of Education, Priya Chan, has made it clear that the reopening of schools in Guyana is necessary since studies have shown that Guyanese students are suffering from immense learning loss. For the HGP Nightly News, Kendell Richmond.